So yeah, Hare Krishna. So today we are doing this story called Conquering the Crane. Okay, you know this bird crane? He's got a long beak, right?
Yes.
And this crane likes to eat fish, isn't it?
Yes.
So and whatever water animals, that's the food of the crane. So we are doing a story from Krishna Katha, and we know that Krishna with his Gopa friends used to go to the forest, right?
Move this side.
They used to Krishna used to go to the forest to herd the cows, right? And so today also it's a bright day, it's a nice beautiful day, and Krishna has gone to the forest with his Gopa friends, and now they're feeling thirsty, because they always carry their lunch with them. Today they are feeling a little thirsty, so they go close to a lake, and they're drinking water in the lake, and suddenly, lo and behold, they see a crane. And this crane is not like an ordinary crane. This crane is huge, enormous. And this crane has like a beak which is so sharp, like a thunderbolt. And the webbed feet of the crane is also humongous. And he's looking so dangerous, and he's roaring like a thunderstorm. So all the gopas and all the children, they become scared that suddenly from where has this crane come? Because you see ordinary birds, you see everything ordinary size, right? Suddenly you see such a huge creature, and you're like, where did this animal come from? And have you read in your science book about this
Sit.
dinosaur, flying dinosaur? Yeah, what is it called? Any idea?
Flying dinosaur?
Pterodactyl.
Yes, exactly. Pterodactylus. Okay, so he looked like that, and he had this wingspan which was humongous, which was like for miles and miles his wings were spreading. So this kind of enormous crane came, and while they were all looking at this crane, like Krishna, Balram, and all the Gopas, suddenly, you know what this crane did? He opened his beak, and he snapped, and he opened his beak, and he swallowed Krishna. Can you imagine? He swallowed Krishna in one go.
Was he a demon?
We don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out by the end of it. So we've seen in the last episodes, we've seen how Krishna is always attacked by the demons. But somehow or the other, Krishna always kills the demon, and he is not affected by the demon, right? Though Krishna is very small, we've seen that Krishna was just 3 days old, 5 days old, and he killed Putna, then Trunavas, then Shatkasur, right? So here also Krishna is pretty small. He's just 2-3 years old, and he happens to be swallowed by this crane. And now Krishna is in the tummy of the crane, and the crane is thinking that it's been successful in killing Krishna, and the crane is like nicely, all the juices in his stomach and all the acid in his stomach is attacking Krishna from within. While what is happening outside? Outside, Balramji is there and all the Gopas are there. When they see that their beloved Krishna is inside the crane and he's being swallowed, it's like he's dead, right? So they almost faint. Balramji falls unconscious, and even the Gopas and everyone, they can't breathe. It's as if the life air has been taken away from them. Because they love Krishna so much. Krishna is their beloved friend. And if anything that happens to Krishna, they cannot bear it. They cannot bear the separation, and they can't see Krishna, so they all almost faint. Now this has happened, and even the Devatas who are watching this from the heavenly planets, they look down and they see that Krishna has been swallowed. Their Lord, their Supreme Personality of Godhead has been swallowed by a crane. And then what do they say? Oh no! Now the Devatas, now they want to they want to actually save Krishna from this crane. So one by one, all the devatas will come. Okay, keep a note of all the devatas which come. These are the demigods. These are not the gods. These are the gods with a small g. Demigods. Okay. So first, you know who comes? Can you make a guess? Who comes first?
Agnidev.
Agnidev is a good guess. Very good guess.
That's fire
But
god. Fire.
Indra,
Indra is the king of gods.
the king of the gods, the king of the heavens,
Zeus.
where the gods reside. The king of the heaven, Indra, is the first one. And you know what is his weapon that Indra holds? Vajra.
Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. Yeah, Vajra, Thunderbolt. So this is a very, very strong weapon that he holds. Okay. What did he do? He threw the weapon at the crane. And once he threw the weapon at the crane, what do you think? The crane died? No. This crane is not an ordinary crane. Mind you.
Africa.
This crane is actually, as we will discover, a demon. And he was a demon in his previous life also. We'll discuss about his previous life also. But for the time being, Indra is the first demigod who comes and throws his Vajra at the crane. But somehow, this crane ducks it. And he is not affected by it. Who comes after Indradev? Brahma. You know Brahma, the second creator, who's actually created this universe. He's got all the knowledge from Krishna and then he created this universe. He came and Brahmaji has a Brahma Danda. He's got a Danda. Okay, he came with his Danda and he threw it at the crane. So it hit the crane, but the crane kind of fainted for a second, and for 1 hour he was not conscious. And then after 1 hour, the crane got up. It as if he has taken a nap. Like when we take an afternoon nap, we go to sleep for an hour, right? And then we get up like nice and fresh. So he also got up and he stretched his wings and he yawned as if he's had a nice nap. But nothing happened to him. So then Brahmaji also was feeling not happy because he's not able to save his beloved Krishna. Then who came next? Shivji. You know Shivji with his trident, and he came and he attacked the crane. But again the crane somehow ducked his trident and nothing happened to him. Next, who came? Next came Kuber. Kuber, you know Kuber is the king of wealth. He came and he also couldn't do much. So he also came with his weapons and everything. And he couldn't do anything. Then Surya Dev came. You know Surya Dev, who's got so much of heat. He came with his astra, which is called the heat astra, and he threw it at the crane, trying to harm him, but nothing happened to him.
You can also turn this.
Then the moon god came. He's called the Soma. He's called Soma. His name is Soma. Chandra. Yeah, Chandra came, and he's got a ice weapon. His weapon. If he throws the weapon on anyone, that person becomes so cold and numb that he freezes, just like frozen, right? So he threw his cold shastra at the crane. By the way, the name of the crane is Bakasur. Baka means crane and Sur means demon. So Bakasur, Baka, crane, Asur means demon, crane demon, right? He's a crane demon. And you know who sent him? Kamsa had sent him. Okay? Because his name is Bakasur. Baka. The name of the story is Conquering the Crane. How Krishna conquered the crane. Okay? So after the moon god, then Bhadra Kali Mata, she came with her mace. She has so many weapons, no? She attacked this crane with a mace. Okay, she also has the trident, but she didn't use the trident because she had already used the trident on the crane, right? So she used another weapon called the mace, but nothing happened to him again, right? And then Surya Dev, I told you about Surya Dev came and he shot 100 arrows, one after the other. Consecutively, he threw these arrows, he shot these arrows at the crane, but again nothing happened to him. So he's a very, very strong demon. Then, as she mentioned, the Agni Dev came, fire god, and he tried to throw, fire at him, and both his wings got burned into ashes, but still he was alive. Right? So many demons, so many devatas, so many demigods are trying everything, but nothing is happening to this Bakasur. And this Bakasur is also becoming very, very angry because these devatas are attacking him from all directions. He's the only demon, and the devatas, the demigods, are attacking him from so many directions. So he's getting very angry. So what does he do in anger? He roars at them. He thunderously roars at them, and they all run away because they are not able to do anything, right? So they are scared now that if this Bakasur becomes more angry, then he might attack the demigods. So the demigods, they just scatter hither and thither, and they run away. Now, what had happened to Krishna? Where is Krishna? In the stomach, in the tummy, in the belly of that Bakasur, right? Now Krishna, so nobody could do anything. Now let's see what Krishna does. He's inside the tummy of Bakasur. Now he starts expanding himself. Expanding means you start becoming bigger. So how much can even if he's a enormous crane, how much can he hold? So Krishna started expanding, and then he started touching the walls of his stomach and started generating a lot of heat. So Krishna started generating a lot of heat. So this Bakasur is not able to breathe now. He's getting choked. His throat is getting choked. So what did he do? He spit out. He spitted out Krishna. Because if he doesn't spit Krishna out, then he will choke and die. So Bakasur actually spitted out Krishna, and Krishna came out. And now Bakasur started attacking Krishna with his beak. Because beak, a bird, what is the strongest body part of a bird? His beak. So he started attacking Krishna with his beak. And Krishna started dodging. And then this Bakasur opened his beak wide. He opened his beak wide. And then Krishna came and split his beak into two. And that's how Krishna killed this demon, Bakasur.
So the weakness point was his beak.
Yes, that was his weakness. And so Krishna is doing all these playful things, He's actually playing in the forest, right, in Vrindavan. And while playing, he's beating these demons. And he's killing them, and he's liberating them. So Bakasur got liberated. Okay, he got moksha. Just by being, he kind of became better in his next life. He did not become a demon, right? So Krishna, whatever Krishna does, even if he kills a demon, it is for the good of the demon. But he does it in a very playful way, right? And you want to know Bakasur's previous life? What was he? He was a demon in his previous life also. But his name was not Bakasur, his name was Utkal. His name was Utkal, and he was the son of a demon called Hayagiri. Hayagiri.
But
Okay?
if he's a son and the father is a human, so
No, father is not human. Father is also human. Okay? So, now this Utkal demon, he once went to a sage's hermitage. The name of the sage is, the name of the demon is Utkal, right? And once he went to a sage's hermitage. The name of the sage is Jajali. Jajali. Okay? And this hermitage was next to the river Ganga. The Ganges, Ganga. So you can imagine. So it was a beautiful hermitage. And there were these beautiful trees. And all the trees were laden with fruits and flowers. And next to these trees, this beautiful Ganga river was flowing. Right? And this Utkal demon, you know, demons when they go to a nice, beautiful, serene place, there also they do something mischievous. So he went there, and this sage was in meditation. Jajali. Okay, so this sage was in meditation, and he went there. And you know, because this Ganga river is there are a lot of these animals which are in the river, right? Like
Fishes
fish,
and penguins, penguins,
fish,
no,
and
dolphins.
lot of water animals, right? So when he
Snakes.
saw these fishes floating in the Ganga river, you know what he did? Somehow or the other he had a fishing rod. He took out his fishing rod and he started fishing. And the sage had told him not to do anything like that because he doesn't want to disturb any living entity in his hermitage. He doesn't want any hunting, any fishing of any sort. And he had told this demon Utkal that please don't misbehave in my hermitage. But this demon did not listen to the instructions. When you don't listen to the instructions of the authority, then you have to bear the consequence. Right? Like when your parents tell you to do something, if you don't listen to your parents, then you have to bear the consequence. Like for example, if your parents tell you every day you should study, you should do self-study for half an hour, for 1 hour, so that when you have your final exams, you are well prepared. But if you don't listen to your parents and every single day you make an excuse and you come to the park to play, or you watch television, or you play games, or you do internet, or whatever you do except your self-study time, you do everything else except study, then you are going to face the consequences when you are not going to do well in your school. Right? So you can come to the park, you can play with your friends, but first you finish your major duty as a student, right? So similarly, this demon did not listen to the senior, to his authority, who was the sage. And what did he do? He took out his fishing rod and he started fishing. And he started eating the fish from the river, Ganga. Okay? So when the sage came out of meditation and he saw this Utkal misbehaving, the sage cursed him. You know what curse did he give him? I mean, what curse he kind of announced? He said, you are behaving like a crane. You're eating the fish in the Ganges. So may you become a crane in your next life. So this Utkal felt so sad. He was so sad. He started asking for forgiveness. So the sage said, okay, I can see the future, right? Because they have done so much of austerity and so much of penance that they can actually see the future. So he said, I can see the future that Krishna, when he will come in Dwapar Yuga, then he will liberate you. So in this crane body also, you will get liberation. So don't worry. Don't worry. You will still get liberation. You will still be in the association of Krishna. And Krishna will come with his gopas, with his friends in the forest. And he will meet you there. So then Utkal was very happy. At least, he will get out of this crane body and he will get a better body next life. Okay. So this was the story of this demon called Bakasura. So, do you think, have you learned anything from this story? How do you feel when you listen to Krishna's stories? When you listen, when you think about it, you meditate about it, when you discuss it with your friends, how do you feel? Do you feel nice? Or do you feel, happy? Every story is unique. You feel excited. You feel excited.
It's like a thriller, no? Like all action-packed, demons and all of that.
And if you hear it for the first time, it is so much juicy, so nice. isn't it? And when you hear it next time also, then also you learn something every time. Even if you listen to the same stories in Krishna book or in Bhagavatam, these stories never become old. They're ever fresh. So you like the